So I know some of you haven't been in class to hear some of this info, so I'm just going to record it for you so you can listen to how to write a proposal. So one of the, I guess, the big things for us to think about is what is a proposal, and what does it actually look like. So just like when you get married, the proposal is not the wedding. The proposal is the beginning. It's the best hopes and dreams that you can, set up for the future. So it's not necessarily the exact way your project's going to look, but it's what we hope it will look like. So in this first module, what we ask you to do is to look at what is a proposal, and to think, what does it actually mean when we're writing this? So before we start, you should have done some background research and you should know the answers to these questions. You should have some websites. In Booklet 6, one of the activities was that you had to make a table of potential sources. So however many you've got in there, it'd be really good for you to check that you've done some background research and you feel comfortable with your topic. The other thing is having a think about the primary processes. So have you found people who you might be able to talk to? Have you found people who would be useful for you to actually engage with? Who might you survey? So you want to have thought about these questions before you do your proposal. So that's our first activity, actually answering these questions. So first question is, what topics did you consider and which one have you now selected? So thinking back to your Booklet 6 activities, thinking back to all your planning activities, thinking back to your planning pages, what evidence there have you got? So my suggestion would be just jot down a couple of dot points at this time. So if I was doing research project, maybe for me, when I started my research, I was looking at funeral sermons firstly, and then I started looking at this thing called murder pamphlets, and then I started looking at something called crime literature, and then eventually I have come to the topic of children in the 16th century and portrayals. So just this is just jotting down what we know, okay? It's not huge at this moment. So why did I choose that one? So it could be to do with career interest, it could be a personal interest, it could be that I have some networking, it could be that I found some cool sources, it could be that we had a really cool discussion with someone which motivated us, it could be that the other ones were just not interesting, etc., etc. So do we have a reason for choosing? That's what we're doing here. Question 3 is then asking you to go back to your Booklet 6 table. What sorts of processes did you say you were going to do? And so if you think about Booklet 6, in that table, in the first column, it said things like interview with experts, interview with witnesses, books, pamphlets, documentaries, online sources, etc., etc. What will we be actually engaging with? That's what that question's asking you. Then the next question, what refinements have you made? So we know what kind of topic you got to. Now we've got to think, how have we judged this question to be something cool? So we might start off with, let's say if I was looking at my children in the 16th century topic, first of all I had to refine the time period, then I had to refine the focus, then I had to refine the wording, then I had to change it to what extent question because my other one didn't work. Then I had to think about actually making it broader because I'd made it too specific. And so now my question is whatever it is, okay? Next bit is to have a think about your capability. So, is it your personal and social? Is it your critical, creative? Is it your intercultural? Is it your ethical? Is it your literacy? Is it your numeracy? Is it your ICT, etc., etc.? Okay, remember every class has a different focus. So every topic has a different focus. So there'll be different ways to do this. Then how will you be ethical? Again, go back to your booklets. I think it's booklet 4. Did you have a plan? So things like anonymity, being able to do confidentiality, being able to be respectful, considering the dignity of others, making sure that we don't break the law, etc., etc. Last one, what's your outcome going to be? Totally your call. Don't have to stick with it at this moment, but report, essay, pamphlet, booklet, website, interpretive dance, list is endless.